I think the biggest thing is with Carlito. Sure. Carlito, just coming off a WWE run, still probably in the best shape of his life and his career, is going to be coming here, and he's going to be having a Carlito Cabana open challenge match.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that could go with this, but first of all, let's talk about Carlito first for people, maybe some of the younger ones who don't know exactly who he is. Absolutely. Let's go back in time a little bit. He's a decorated champion. He's a former Intercontinental Champion, a former U.S. Champion, Tag Team Champion, and most recently he was a part of the Judgment Day in WWE. What are your thoughts about, I mean, he's pretty much decorated as they come, right, for former WWE star?
And to get even, more granular into this, he was... he's a legacy. So his family were heavily involved in Puerto Rico and other places, Carlos Colon. He has a pedigree, and I think that just, again, you just threw out WWE. You're going to see someone who is literally fresh off of their run in WWE. I don't know how many appearances he's done prior to this show,
but
ACW, this is what ACW is bringing to the table. It's no longer like, oh, well, I wonder how the show's going to go. These people are coming in because it's such an important wrestling promotion in the area. So if you're a fan of Carlito, which I am, I've always liked the wrestling talk show segments, right? Piper's Pit, whenever Y2J did his, they did the KO show. The Cabana is one that I actually liked. It was during a time when they weren't doing as many of those, and I remember some very classic moments of the Cabana. Big Show. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, there was one that I thought had like a little more legs that just didn't happen. But so go back and definitely look at that one. But we're talking. The brief research I did because I wanted to be prepared for this. 2008-ish looks like the last time that a Cabana happened. So,
all right,
you've got a wide time frame there. That and I think it was when the Colones were still, Carlito team, and his brother, and I think it was Hawkins and Ryder that were like the last guests of the Cabana.
All right, so now we're gonna have the first time in how many years? The 17 or
something like that. Yeah,
17 years for a Cabana match, but it's a little bit different because it was like a talk show segment.
Yep.
But this one's gonna be an open challenge.
Okay.
So anybody can walk through those doors. Anybody and everybody. Let's toss some names out there. Maybe is there some names that you think we could possibly see here, or who did you want to see?
ACW's got a huge, deep roster right now. I mean, it could be anyone. Like ECW is in the area. There's some people. We've already seen some special ECW attractions.
Last show was Raven. Raven popped up out of nowhere on the last ECW show. So big name, but you never know who can.
Someone who was just inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yep, I would love to see some Carlito versus Tommy Dreamer action.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, anybody. It could be anybody. An open challenge, right? So, I mean, who's out there right now that could possibly show up? There's guys in TNA that are killing it, guys in MLW that are killing it. And we're on the northeast. We're in the East Coast, right? So we're right above New York City, a train ride away, and it could be anybody. We're next to one of the biggest cities in the world, and our location, it could open the door for anybody. Who I want to see, maybe a legend, maybe like a Doink.
Okay.
Or maybe a Tatanka.
Yeah.
Maybe a Gangrel or somebody. I don't know. Maybe a WWE legend.
Sure. We know your thoughts on Honky Tonk Man, so as long as it's not him,
go back to episode 2. Exactly. So I think that's what's great about pro wrestling, right? Especially for this, is that you don't know who it's going to be.
Yep.
And it could be anybody, and that's what's the best part about going to it. It's the surprise factor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And this idea of an open challenge, we will probably mention it a few times, but Carlito's here in ACW now, and what does that mean for the ACW landscape? Where does Carlito fit in that landscape? And hopefully we get some answers after this open challenge. No, for sure. And fresh off TV, man, I think you can't beat that, especially for a show like this. One of the biggest names out there for the past 10 plus 20 years or so. So I mean,
open challenges is going to be awesome. So we'll see what happens with that. But definitely, who could step up, could define ACW's future. We'll see what happens.